girl Wakeji Kamore, and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. Welcome to your daily dose of the Bible summary. Again, if you're here for the very first time, we are going through the book of Judges chapter by chapter. For those that have been here before, stick around. Today's story is actually like a movie. Like if you want to if you want to understand this story, think of it like a movie. I'm probably just reading a script of a movie. Anyway, today we are going to be looking at Judges chapter 9, and I'll be reading this word for word from the ERV version, the easy to read version. It's a bit long, so again, as I've said, if you want to concentrate, think of it as a movie because it's so dramatic. It is really dramatic. Anyway, so you guys remember Gideon has died. He has 70 sons because he used to have many wives, and then he had a concubine, and with that concubine he had one son, and they named him Abimelech. And this chapter is about Abimelech. And Abimelech, as I told you guys, it means my father is a king. Anyway, all right, let's read it. Abimelech was a son of Gideon. Abimelech went to his uncles who lived in the city of Shechem. So please remember that this concubine had come from the city of Shechem. And when a concubine has a child, the child is not taken by the father. The child remains with the mother because the mother is not married. She is a concubine. If she was a wife, then she would have been wifed. But she was not wifed. She was a concubine. So like the child belongs to the city of Shechem, not necessarily where Gideon used to live. So he said to his uncles and all of his mother's family, ask the leaders of the city of Shechem this question: is it better for you to be ruled by the 70 sons of Gideon, or to be ruled by only one man? Remember that I am your relative. That is what he tells them, the uncles. So Abimelech's uncles spoke to the leaders of Shechem and asked them that question. And the leaders of Shechem decided to follow Abimelech. They said, after all, he is our brother. So the leaders of Shechem gave Abimelech 70 pieces of silver. You guys hear what he did with these 70 pieces of silver. That silver was from the temple of the god Baal buried. So of course this money was the money that has been given to an idol god. So Abimelech used the silver to hire some men. These men were worthless, reckless men, and they followed Abimelech wherever he went. I told you guys this is a movie. So Abimelech has been given 70 silver coins, and he has used them to hire goons. Now he has goons that are following him everywhere. Well, I feel like I know someone who's like this. But the goons. Anyway, Abimelech went to his father's house in Ophrah and murdered all his brothers. He killed 70 sons of his father Gideon. He killed them all at the same time. But Gideon's young son hid from Abimelech and escaped. The youngest son was Jotham. So Abimelech and his goons have gone to where the father used to live, which is Ophrah, and they have killed all his brothers apart from one, lastborn. Oh yeah, lastborns. That's where I am at. Lastborn has Torokad. His name is Jotham. All right. These goons, surely. Then all the leaders in Shechem and the house of Milo came together. Everyone gathered beside the big tree of Pillar in Shechem and made Abimelech their king. Me first, I'm like, how are you making this guy a king? Like he's just killed his whole stepbrothers, 69 of them, and he's just left one like this. It's actually very funny that it feels like even the one doesn't count, because the Bible says he killed all 70 and then one escaped. So why didn't it say he killed 69? Because one escaped. But anyway, so these guys have actually made this wicked man their king. But anyway, chao kiko jikoni. All right, let's see. Jotham heard that the leader of the city of Shechem made Abimelech king. When he heard this, he went and stood on the top of Mount Gerizim and shouted out this story to the men. Listen to me, you leaders of city of Shechem, then let God listen to you. One day, the trees decided to choose a king to rule over them. And the trees said to the olive tree, You be king over us. But the olive tree said, My oil is used to honor gods and humans. Should I stop making oil just to go and sway over the other trees? Then the tree said to the fig tree, Come and be our king. But the fig tree answered, Should I stop making my good, sweet juice just to go and sway over the other trees? Then the tree said to the vine, Come and be our king. But the vine answered, My wine makes men and kings happy. Should I stop making my wine just to go and sway over the trees? Finally, all the trees said to the thorn bush, Come and be our king. But the thorn bush said to the trees, If you really want to make me king over you, come and find shelter in my shade. But if you don't want to do this, let fire come out of the thorn bush. Let the fire burn even the cedar trees of Lebanon. Now, if you are completely honest when you made Abimelech king, may you be happy with him. And if you have been fair to Gideon and his family, and if you have treated him as you should, let this also be good. This is also good. But remember what my father did for you. He fought for you and he risked his life when he saved you from the Midianites. But now you have turned against my father. You have killed 70 of his sons, all at the same time. You made Abimelech the new king over the city of Shechem. He is the only son of my father's slave Gaal. But you made him king because he is your relative. So, if you have completely been honest to Gideon and his family today, then may you be happy with Abimelech as your king, and may he be happy with you. But leaders of Shechem and the house of Milo, if you have not acted right, may Abimelech destroy you, and may Abimelech be destroyed too. After Jotham had said this, he ran away and escaped to the city named Beer. Actually, the city is called Beer, B-E-E-R. He stayed there because he was afraid of his brother Abimelech. Even me, I would be panicking. Like, this guy has killed 69 of my brothers. I'm staying in hiding. Abimelech ruled the Israelites for 3 years. Abimelech had killed Gideon's 70 sons. I don't know why I keep saying 70 sons, and yet were they 71? Like, I'm very shocked. I'm very disturbed about this Gideon's 70 sons. And they were his own brothers. The leaders of Shechem had supported him in doing this evil thing. So God caused trouble between Abimelech and the leaders of Shechem, and they began planning ways to hurt Abimelech. The leaders of the city of Shechem did not like Abimelech anymore. They put men on the hilltop to attack and rob everyone who went by. Abimelech found out about the attack. So these leaders have now appointed more ghouls to be standing on the way and just robbing people and attacking people. And they also want to kill Abimelech. And Abimelech has found out about this plan and these attacks. So he's not happy. It's like goons against goons. It's just what is happening here. Kitu inafanyika huku tu ni ngeta. A man named Gaal, son of Ebed, and his brothers moved to the city of Shechem. The leaders of the city of Shechem decided to trust and follow Gaal. One day, the people of Shechem went out to the vineyard to pick grapes. They squeezed the grape to make wine, and they had a party at the temple of their god, small god. The people ate and drank and cursed Abimelech. Then Gaal, the son of Ebed, said, We are the men of Shechem. Why should we obey Abimelech? Who does he think he is? Abimelech is one of Gideon's sons, right? And Abimelech made Zebul his officer, right? We should not obey Abimelech. We should follow our own people. Men of Hamor. Hamor was the father of Shechem. If you make me the commander of these people, so God is basically campaigning, saying, if you make me the commander of these people, I will destroy Abimelech. I will say to him, get your army ready and come out to battle. Zebul was the governor of the city of Shechem. Zebul is the major goon of Abimelech. He's been made governor, so he's just basically the biggest of goons. Zebul heard what Gaal's sons of Ephraim said, and he became very angry. And Zebul sent messengers to Abimelech in the city of Arumah. This is the message. Gaal, son of Ebed, and Gaal's brother have come to the city of Shechem. They are making trouble for you. Gaal is turning the whole city against you. So now you and your men should come tonight and hide in the fields outside the city. When the sun comes up in the morning, attack the city. Gaal and his men will come out of the city to fight you. When they come out, do what you can with them. So basically, the major goon just sends a message to Abimelech, his leader, and says, oh, by the way, there's a guy called Gaal, and he looks like he wants to kill you and he wants to challenge you. So you plan your two things, come and kill his army. So Abimelech and all his soldiers got up during the night and went to the city. The soldiers separated into 4 groups. They hid near the city of Shechem. Gaal, son of Elbed, went out and was standing in the entrance gate of the city of Shechem. While Gaal was standing there, Abimelech and his soldiers came out of their hiding places. When Gaal saw the soldiers, he said to Zebul, look, there are people coming down from the mountain. So please, first I'm like, why is Zebul and Gaal working together? Kwani Gaal doesn't know that Zebul is like the main guy of Abimelech. Why is he partnering with Zebul? You're partnering with the wrong person. Zebul is Abimelech Damu. So you guys even partners. No wonder the guy is lying to him. So Gaal is like, oh, the people coming from down the mountains. And Zebul said, you're only seeing shadows of the mountain. The shadows just look like people. So Zebul is telling Gaal, Apana, those are not people. Those are just shadows in the mountain. Yet he knows that he actually went and told Abimelech to have his soldiers hide in like 4 different groups in the field. So actually what he's seeing, there are people. But Zebul is lying to him because he wants him to be defeated. But again, Gaal looked and said, look, there are some people coming down from the place over there by the land Navel. And there I saw someone head over by Migishan tree. Zebul said to Gaal, why aren't you bragging now? You said who is Abimelech? Why should we obey him? And you made fun of these men. Now go out and fight them. So Gaal and the leader of Shechem went out to fight Abimelech. And Abimelech and his men chased Gaal and his men. Gaal's men ran back towards the gate of the city of Shechem, but many were killed before they could even make it back to the gate. Then Abimelech returned to the city of Arumah. And Zebul forced Gaal and his brothers to leave the city of Shechem. So now they have become cityless because now they have come back. And Zebul is like, no, you can't stay here. Get out, you and your soldiers. So the next day, the people of Shechem went out into the fields to work. And Abimelech found out about it. But remember that Abimelech and the leaders of Shechem, who actually made him king, are now not seeing eye to eye. So the next day, the people of Shechem went out to the fields to work, and Abimelech found out about it. So Abimelech separated his men into 3 groups. He wanted to attack the people of Shechem by surprise. So he hid his men in the field. When he saw the people coming out of the city, he jumped up and attacked them. So Abimelech and his group ran to a place near the gate to Shechem. The other 2 groups ran to the people in the field and killed them. And Abimelech and his men fought against the city of Shechem all that day. And they captured the city of Shechem and killed its people. Now all the people of Shechem dead like a doo-doo. Why? Because they raised someone bad as a king. And now they don't see eye to eye. So now they're just fighting over each other, and Abimelech has actually killed its people. Then Abimelech tore down the city and threw salt over the ruins. There were some people who lived at the tower of Shechem. When they heard that what had happened to Shechem, they gathered together in the safest room of the temple of God, like a temple of small god bar called El Berith. Abimelech heard that all the leaders of the towers of Shechem had gathered together. So Abimelech and all his men went up to the Mount Zalmon. And Abimelech took an axe and cut off some branches and carried them to the shoulders. Then Abimelech said to the men with him, hurry, do the same thing that I have done. So all the men cut branches and followed Abimelech. And they piled up the branches against the safest room of that tower. And then they set the branches on fire and burnt the people in the room. About 1,000 men and women living near the tower of Shechem died. So Abimelech has killed all the people of Shechem. Abimelech has killed all the people of Shechem. He's killed all the leaders that were hiding in a tower somewhere, and now all of them are dead. So Abimelech and his men went to the city of Thebaz and captured that city. But inside the city, there was a strong tower. I like this. There was a strong tower. Oh, the guys that have been killed were in a temple. So now there's another city that has a tower. I like the idea of a strong tower because that's where people would go and hide. The one the Bible says that God is my strong tower. So all the leaders and other men and women of the city ran to the tower. When the people were inside the tower, they locked the door behind them and they climbed up to the roof of the tower. Abimelech and his men came to the tower to attack it. Abimelech went to the door of the tower to burn it. But while Abimelech was standing at the door of the tower, a woman on the roof dropped a stone on his head, a grinding stone. That's a big stone, a grinding stone on his head. Wow. And the grinding stone crushed his skull. Abimelech quickly said to the servant who carried his weapons, "Take out your sword and kill me. I want you to kill me so that people will not say I was killed by a woman." So the servant stabbed Abimelech with his sword and he died. The Israelites saw that Abimelech was dead. So they all went back home. In that way, God punished Abimelech for all the bad things he had done. If you kill people by the sword, you'll die by the sword. That's not what is written here. That's my add-on. Abimelech sinned against his father by killing his 70 brothers. And God also punished the men of the city of Shechem. Remember, now they're all dead. For the bad things that they had done. So the things said by Jotham, the son of Gideon, came true. Wow, that's a very long chapter. But I like the fact that, well, I don't even know what to say. This chapter has many lessons. And it has many lessons on leadership. It has lessons about qualities of a bad leader. I think these guys used to hang out with goons. He had no moral compass, and the consequences of placing such a leader to rule over you are plain for all to see in this chapter. However, if anything in this chapter reminds me, if I learn anything from this chapter, that it reminds me that although God is loving and merciful, He is also just. God is a God of justice. If we ignore His principles of our lives, His principles for our lives, and just do what we feel like, there will be consequences. There will be justice. So you can't just decide, I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do, and I'm going to have no regard for God. No, there are going to be consequences because you reap what you sow. I mean, I feel like this movie chapter has lessons that are very out there. Like, you can already see these guys appointed a goon to be their leader, and the goon gooned over them. The goon killed them. They killed each other. And then God actually showed His justice, because God is just. And if you ignore the principles that He has for your life, there are going to be consequences, because you reap what you sow. This is your girl Wakeji Kamore, and this has been Reflections by Wakeji Kamore.